Come with me on this journey to turn this shed into a dirt bike workshop. We have a ton of stuff in this shed from when we moved here. We had to keep broken items for the claims process, and a lot of this space that we have is just empty containers. So today my plan is to get this cleared out, get the space, I guess, managed, and then put together some plans for a workbench and hopefully get it built, or at least the supplies bought. It was supposed to rain today, however, it doesn't look like there's any rain in sight. So because it's sunny, I'm gonna take advantage and try to get some of the stuff knocked out. You guys can see I got most of the shed cleared out now. However, this is going to be a bit more of a challenge than I thought, just because I think I thought the shed was larger than it was. So I might have to go back to the drawing board a little bit, rearrange a bit more than I was expecting to. So alrighty guys, we got the shed cleared out now for pretty much everything that we've put in here except for some of the storage solutions. So let me just show you what that looks like real quick. This is from the landlord tools, our shelf, our shenanigans, our shelf, not our shelf. So it might be better if I scoot the shelves that way where I was originally gonna put the bench. So that way I can mount the vise on the right-hand side of the bench. So that way I can have an open space by it and not be in this weird, awkward angle. I think I might do that. It is quickly clouding up today, so now that everything's out of the shed or put away for the rain possibly, let's go try to hurry up, grab some wood, get back, and see if we can get it cut to size before the rain really hits. Do you smell that? Do you smell that? Because I smell fresh wood. Big shout out to Dixieland Lumberyard over here in the San Diego area, because they cut all of our wood for us to the dimensions that we wanted, and honestly the staff was super helpful and super respectful, so big shout out to them for helping me out with this project. So these two metal shelving units behind me need to get moved, so that way whenever I assemble the workbench I can do it with some space, but also where it needs to go. We're gonna get the shed cleared back out. All right, that corner is now clear, so let's go bring the wood in and start assembling this bad mamma jamma. Holy shnikes, it is now dark outside. It's like 7 o'clock or 7:10 here now. Anyways, that took me a lot longer than I expected, but I am not a carpenter by trade, I am a nurse. So you can laugh all you want, however, I am extremely proud of this little thing that I've built. I have not mounted this piece of wood down yet. It's actually the MDF. So what we're gonna do is end up just screwing straight down into the supports, into the frame here. Let me pop this guy off so that way you can see what I have underneath. All right, so this gives you guys a little bit of a look at what is actually underneath this top. So I essentially just built a 4 foot long by 2 foot wide frame made out of 2x4s, so I just screwed them together. And then I put in, I did not measure these out, however, I essentially just tried to half it and then half the halves for support. And I tried to measure this out so that way whenever it came time to put this guy on, this would fit perfectly on it. However, that's not what happened. The top is actually a hair smaller than what the frame is, but hey, it works out all right. So, I mean, you can see more or less flush in the front, and I got this nice little gap here in the back, about a finger width. Not a big deal. This frame is being supported by 4x4s. However, I notched out the 4x4s just like you see in every other YouTube video for building a workbench, just like, let me get my phone so you can see. So there, I notched out the 4x4 just so the 2x4 frame can fit inside of it. And I did that on all 4 sides. Then, being the novice that I am, I secured it with 2 screws. However, it is still extremely wobbly and not very stable. So tomorrow my plan is to go get some lag bolts and just bolt the fuck out of that, because quite frankly, I don't want this moving. I don't want it wobbling. Now, this is where you guys can have free reign to make fun of me, because I have never even mounted a vise. I've never even worked with a vise. However, I need this for my forks. So, and just like that, I just figured out that I bought a bolt that was too short. Let me show you. Son of a gun. Alright, so this is assuming I can get this guy all the way up. You can see that nice flush little line there. Come down here to the bolt, and I got nothing sticking out. Absolutely nothing sticking out. Oh, if you buy the Harbor Freight, I'll stick the part number down in the description from Harbor Freight for this vise in case you guys want to do something similar. These are a 3/8 inch bolt. This is a 3 inch, and a 3 inch is not going to be enough to go through the vise, through my 3/4 inch MDF, and through a 2x4 for reinforcement. So I could just go get 3.5s. I could probably take these back to Dixie line, get my lag bolts, and get 3.5 inch bolts, and that'd probably work out all right. I may do that. All right, all said and done after today, this is what the shed looks like. It is just an absolute disaster again. I got some markers so that way I can have some working markers out here at all times. I got the correct size socket to actually do my bolts. Then I got an assortment of bolts and washers so that way I can make sure that I can do everything correctly today and get her done. Alright, so I just got the lag bolts in for these legs, and man, they are a lot stronger than they were, and I'm really glad that I decided to do this because I feel like this is really the support that it needed. That bad boy is mounted, and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna break my bench before this thing comes off, and let me show you how I mounted this. So I used 3/8 inch bolts with washers on either side and nutted on the other side as well, and I put those through all three. Now, with this being a 3/4 inch MDF top, on the 2 main bolts here on the side, I did use 2x4s to reinforce the bottom. However, on the 3rd bolt that's by itself here, I did use just a piece of thin scrap wood that I had. I think 2x4s were a little overkill. However, I don't think this thing is going anywhere. I think you guys know as well as I do, whenever you're getting into stuff, you don't have all the tools, and you don't have the space, and you don't have the proper equipment to actually work on it. And that's really what I'm trying to solve here. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well, when it came to notching out these 4x4s, I did it the extremely sketchy way. I used a circular saw and just ripped it across and peeled back the individual shavings or the little shims that you end up with a screwdriver, and then today I bought the chisel set and I didn't go through all 4. I just lag bolted those boys together. And I will see you guys on the next episode.